There is a theory that this is part of a much bigger operation being conducted by Iran, that they have enabled and trained and facilitated and armed Hamas to commit an outrage so appalling on the scale that we saw on October the 7th, that it deliberately goads Israel into perhaps over-responding, wiping out large chunks of Gaza, causing huge anger and resentment, huge civilian deaths, dismantling in the process all the moves that have been made to normalization between Israel and countries like Saudi Arabia and whatever. That this is all part of a grander plot by Iran. Do you buy into that theory as being potentially what's going on here? And should Israel be very wary that it might be being lured into that precise trap?
I think that's arguable. So I don't completely buy into it, but certainly Iran is sitting on the sidelines, having funded, equipped, directed, often trained surrogate groups. Hamas is one of those, Hezbollah in Lebanon, an even more powerful one, Shia militias in Iraq and Syria, the Houthis in Yemen. Again, they have enabled all of this. Whether there's a truly grand strategy such as you laid out, I think is certainly not validated, but it certainly is plausible. And so again, the conundrum for Israel is how to accomplish a mission that I think does need to be performed, the destruction of Hamas and also their allies, Palestinian Islamic Jihad. And as you will have known, the Israelis are not just taking out these terrorist groups. They have also said they want to dismantle the Hamas political wing, which means that they're going to take down essentially the government of this territory as well. And that begs the question, okay, who is going to take their place? That's a huge question. You noted the Palestinians in the West Bank don't want to ride in on Israeli tanks to take over. The optics of that would be more than a little bit difficult. But there does have to be the idea, the vision for the future. It can't be left until later on, or the Israelis will end up owning it. And that probably will be very difficult as well. So again, that has to be resolved. And let's keep in mind that what follows the Hamas political wing will not only be handing out humanitarian assistance and restoring basic services and rebuilding damaged infrastructure. They're also going to have a counterinsurgency element, a hard edge with a lot of intelligence, because there will be remnants of Hamas and the Islamic Jihad that will try to reconstitute. And we have seen what happens when an eye is taken off a group like the Islamic State. We destroyed them during the surge, kept them down for 3.5 years after that. Our combat forces left. The Iraqis took their eye off on it, and with a couple of years, you had a caliphate, the first ever in northern Iraq and northeastern Syria. We had to go back in to help to advise, assist, and enable the Iraqi security forces and the Syrian Democratic Forces to eliminate that caliphate and to keep an eye on them ever since. So that's another aspect to this that will be very challenging as well.
General Petraeus, as I say, your book couldn't be more timely. It's called Conflict. It details all manner of conflicts, and this is one of those where it seems intractable right now, but history shows us that peace can be forged if the right people have the right mentality about it, and I can only hope and pray that is the case here and that things don't escalate even further than they already have. I appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Piers.